Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me here today to share my story of my best friend with cancer who taught me to never give up no matter what. Forrest Gumpy came to us as a foster dog on June 26, 2007. Forrest had a strange addiction of jumping off docks into water. We adopted him officially in August because he was an unadoptable due to his aggression caused by abuse. By humans, we were determined to teach him that humans would no longer hurt him. He finished third place at his next event, jumping a full 20 feet. Late September, he entered his last Ontario event for the season and placed fourth against some of the best dogs in Canada. The most amazing thing was he was only 15 inches tall and under 20 pounds. He jumped against dogs twice his size, showing that he was a big dog in a little dog's body and a little dog that could. Mid-October, we noticed something was wrong with Gumpy. He had started to cough and had lumps under his jaw. He was also acting very sick. The doctor knew the second that he saw them that he had lymphoma. The doctors thought that chemotherapy was not an option for him and that he wouldn't survive with it, so they gave him 3 months to live. Just after being diagnosed with prednisone, he was also well enough to go to a Jack Russell Fun Day. He was so crazy that he earned the name of Feisty Forrest. This was after it took 20 minutes to get a racing lure out of his mouth. We knew that he was going to fight for this. In December, Gumpy entered what was supposed to be his last event. We knew that the cancer was taking over. He was no longer our slim, athletic dog who could soar in a blink of an eye. He was still happy and still making huge jumps and trusting people. Amazingly, during the event, Gumpy was his normal crazy self and was still jumping like he did before he was diagnosed. Just after Christmas, we saw that Gumpy had little time left, and we decided that it wasn't his time yet. He was not ready to go and fight. He was not done fighting, so we decided to start chemotherapy. On January 11th, after his second treatment, we got some news that we thought would never happen. Gumpy was in remission. He was handling the chemo well and was on his way to being his normal crazy self again. At the end of March, he was back at it again. He was jumping a near personal best of 20 feet, 5 inches with endless energy. And again, he finished in the top 5 for the weekend. He was also giving a try at 2 hard new sports. In April, we were hit again with canine cancer. Buddy, a 3-year-old yellow lab that I had the joy of handling, loving to pieces, was diagnosed with lymphoma as well. Soon, Buddy and Gumpy became chemo buddies, and often my mom took them for chemotherapy together. In May 2008, I decided it was time to do something for Chase Away Canine Cancer. I talked with my mom and decided that I would use my birthday as a fundraiser. I started to ask people to send birthday cards with donations for canine cancer research. I didn't think that I would get as big a response as I did. In just a month, I received over 60 cards and a huge amount of donations. I also heard so many stories of dogs who lost or were still fighting to cancer. In June, Gumpy had to show what a little dog with cancer could do. He broke his current record and jumped 22 feet off the dock. That weekend, he was jumping an average of 21 feet. July 2nd, after a long trip and 2 dock diving events filled with huge jumps, Gumpy started to act sick. We noticed the lymph nodes were up again. He had relapsed. His cancer was back, and he started a dose of oral chemo in hopes that it would work. It helped a little, but he was still unable to gain full remission on it. Even though the cancer was back, he was still diving and having a blast. He even gave the big dogs a run for their money and placed third overall at an event. Within 4 weeks, we knew the oral chemo was not working for him anymore. He went on the IV chemo again, and it worked right away. On August 4th, while on chemo, Forrest Gumpy and I were invited to be on the David Letterman show. We traveled to New York City with 2 other teams to show them what we could do. Gumpy had to show the world that cancer was not going to stop him. On national TV, he pulled off a 23-foot, 6-inch jump. He also became an instant star. After the Letterman show, it seemed like nothing could slow Gumpy down. His jumps were still huge, and he even had enough energy for 10 dogs. He was living life to the fullest. In October, we traveled to a Doc Dogs national event in Wisconsin. Gumpy was jumping in lapdog and masters group. He was the only lapdog that jumped in the masters division. The weekend, Gumpy came home with huge awards. We finally got to show people what our fighter could do. Gumpy came home with 2008 National Lapdog Champion, top-ranked lapdog worldwide, and had the honor, which was shocking to me and Gumpy, that we won 2008 Most Inspiring Team. Sadly, by late January, the cancer had come back. This time, I knew that it was time to stop fighting for him and just let him live life to the fullest. On February 22nd at 5:45, Gumpy took his last breath on this earth. My best friend and partner had lost his battle. On May 3rd, we marked an event in Gumpy's honor, the first annual Forrest Gumpy Memorial Walk for Canine Cancer. Thank you. We had all the Doc Diamond friends and a few who just wanted to help us join and raise money for canine cancer. It was small, but we raised $500 in his honor. This summer, I will be back at Doc Dog's event with my other dogs and many other Doc Dogs. My puppy will be wearing the Chase Away Canine Cancer donation vest, and together we fight once a day, all the time, and $1 will count at any time. I miss Gumpy every single day. When I get on the dock, he is still there with me in our hearts. Of every dog I jump, and every dollar that I raise helps others. He was a true fighter and best friend that anyone could have and love. Thank you.